All right, all right, all right. Let me get some music playing here. Okay, let's see what we're going to cover today. Got a lot of crypto action going on. I'll save that for a little bit later. Let's go ahead and get into what is going on in the market. Everything's kind of all over the place. AMD is making a move. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Do have a chart for that. Maybe. All right, here we are. This is my AMD chart. So don't get spoiled, they're not all going to be like this, but I do have some consolidation going right here, finding a good base, one leg up, you got a space between it and the Bollinger Band after it's touched it here and come up. Usually when it comes through and breaks through, it comes back down and touches again, but whenever it stops short of it, shows that it's going to find support. Got this little red candle that bleeds through and pops back up, and then you got a long green bullish candle popping up after that. There's your go to get in. It pops up, comes over here, breaks the previous high right there, comes back down, finds support on it with that wick, boom, then comes and bounces again, does like a little bit of a turn, and so this is kind of like a, what is it, like spin up, spin down, and come back up. So whenever it does that like a S shape, that's it getting ready to go up for real. It's basically coming down, picking up some more liquidity in this area that wasn't broke through before, gathering up these breaking these stop losses, freeing up those shares, picking them back up, running them up north, and going long. Expecting it to hit somewhere around that 86 range, and then maybe bouncing around and coming up here, hitting that 90, hitting up in that 94, 96 range up here. After it gets into that area, it looks like it's probably going to consolidate this way sideways and then distribute coming down, coming back down to that 74, 92 area. So go ahead and mark that on your calendar. If you need to take a picture, go ahead. That's AMD. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see what we got next on the list. Start at the bottom down here. Apps, not quite ready yet, but getting there. Apps is coming down. I think it's going to be ready once it hits about the 71 area down here. I wasn't sure if it was going to bleed all the way through, but it did. So don't mind all this jumbled mess. It's actually set to be on a smaller time frame. So if I pull this together, boom. So you're going to want to start looking at, I don't know if it's going to find support right here, but I'm thinking that it's probably going to come back down here. This was my first level I thought it was going to come in at, but then it looked like it was touching back. And whenever it does this little wick move back here, you got this long, basically it gaps up, does a candle up, then wicks back down, turns red, but leaves a wick behind it, touching this area back here where a node used to be. And I don't know if you can see it, but if I was to draw it like this, come on, there's your node right there. And then you can always, after the expands outwards, and so if price action went up, it would look like that. And so then it comes down, touches that wick again to just basically, it runs up, hits this node, and this starts distributing again. Comes down, looks like it's trying to find support. That does look like 3 legs. Usually it's about 3 legs worth of distribution. So you've got 1, 2, 3. Looks like it's trying to find support here. And if it does find support here, it might work its way back into this wedge that I was talking about earlier down here. Not really sure if it's quite ready yet. I'd like to see another another move coming out sideways that kind of looks like that stops right there and then goes up, finds support on top of that last movement, and then makes a run up. Oops. Did my music die? Nope. Man, yeah, it did. Moving on. So that's apps once it actually makes its stop and finds support wherever it's at. If it actually starts to move up, looking at it to go about 89.25 to 89.38, all the way up to about 94.63. So if you want to keep and put that in your notes, yeah, my charts are a mess, but you ain't even seen the real chart yet. I'm gonna show you this guy. Yeah, I won't even tell you what that is. Well, I don't know what's up with my music. Just gonna pause that. All right, moving into the next. Let's see. BABA BABA needs to come down. I think it's already starting to make its move. I'm on a tighter time frame. I need to zoom out. There you go. So I have it where it says, get in here. It gapped up over. So I'm not sure if it's going to stay up here and make its move and keep going up. If that's the case, I would look for, signs of it turning, holding support and moving up, maybe getting into a tighter time frame to see what it's doing there. Actually, I've got it right here. Does look like it's going into accumulation and coming up out of accumulation, getting ready to make a run up from here. So it might try to break this area right here. So this might be a good place to get in to see if it'll run up. Looking for it to get to 269.05. And I mean, you should definitely easily be able to get that by May 21st. ATVI, I like this one. Let's see if my music's going to cooperate with me. ATVI. I was looking for it to pull back into this area down here, and it did kind of pull back and found some support just above it. So I'm kind of anticipating it to go up from here. Looks really good on the shorter time frames. Looks like it's bouncing, trying to find support off of where it just came off or just broke high of, and then go long from there. So looking for it to get to easily 98.66, but all the way up here to 105.53. And then after hitting that, coming back down to 98.66 again. So might be a good place to get in still right here. I don't know if how risky you are, how much of a gambler you are. I would like to see it break this high, I do kind of still feel like if it does break this high and it gets up to this area right here, this 98.66 area, it might come back down short term to the 96.47 and then bounce up and go up from there. But either way, still making it up to the 105.53. Hopefully by 521. I don't know if you can do it. If you can stretch it out, get into the June calls, that'd probably be a better bet if you're trying to get all the way up to 105. But if you're just trying to hold to 521 to get up closer to that, sell it at 50%, 75%, you can probably do that right here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, let's see what else we got. That was Activision. Good old Blizzard. They ruined Ultima Online. Let's see. Alright, Holx. HOLX. There they are. Alright, I kind of drew my own manual pitchfork for this one. So, I have this one bouncing off support here, making its way up into this pitchfork. which is let's see, bouncing off of 76.57, making it to 80.36, and then up to 84.21, and then up to 92.35. So if any of those targets suits your fancy, that'd probably be pretty easy to get sometime between now and May 21st as well. That's Hollow Logic, HOLX. That one is definitely looking pretty steady. And pins. Pinterest, I feel like needs to come down. I mean, it does look like it's going into a huge accumulation run right here, though. And it did have that really big red wick right up here at 88.52, or a little bit higher than that, 88.80. So it might be trying to make another run up to that high. So this might be its run right here. If it holds the support and it keeps doing what it's doing and it doesn't have any problems with what it's doing, I see this thing going up to, I mean, easily to the 90s. And then coming back down to test or to find support again, because I mean it's just sitting up here on a crane really. But yeah, I definitely see this thing looking like it's trying to make a run up here, and if it fails before it gets to 90, then it's definitely coming down to that 71 area to find support. It's maybe 73, 70, and then bouncing back up, trying to make another run for that 90. Probably still all within before May 21st. Let's see what else we got. Let's take a look at Twitter. Have candles on this charts. Looking extremely bullish on the smaller time frames. So I think I got this one drawn out to where it's coming down to the 63.30 and then bouncing up to go to 74.56. I don't think I tried to figure this out any further than that. So I had plenty of them that were already ready to go up, and so I saw this one trying to come down. I figured I would just let this one come down before I looked at it anymore. Tesla. You're going to see all kinds of stuff on this one. Again, don't mind all this mess right here, but I believe it comes up, if it bounces off this area right here, I think it's going to make it, maybe another day or two is going to make it over to this area. I don't know if it goes all the way up to the 793 area right here, but at some point it probably drops through right here and starts making moves, going up, zigzagging and finding its way up. And I mean, realistically, I see 987 for this for Tesla. Sometime this year, sometime maybe even shorter than that, like sometime in the next 3 months. 800 is a reality for sure. And I mean, look, right there is 980. So I definitely don't think it's impossible. Very bullish on Tesla. They've got a lot of stuff working right now, and I think they're actually getting ready to crack into making profits here shortly. But they do have a lot of sticks in the fire, right? So there are some challenges ahead, and I don't know. That's why I say zigzags here, but eventually we'll make it up there. Until I figure out what it's going to do right here, I can't really give you a more solid answer of like exactly where I think it's going to go next. But I do think it's making it up to here sometime before the end of the year. Snap, also very bullish right now. I think it's coming down at some point, even though it's making a run for it right now as we speak. definitely set up for it to distribute sometime very soon. Probably gonna get something like this coming down. My charts say that it's coming down to 58.62. I don't know if that's gonna hold true. But yeah, if it does come down to 58.62, looking for it to get back to the 73.86, which has already broke that area right now. So not really much to go off of on that one either. It's just one of those ones, I saw it needed to come down and I just kind of stopped looking at it. SPLK, I'm very bullish on this one as well. Smaller time frames are looking super. Accumulation run, looking like it's getting ready to ramp up to try to break a new high. I probably see it going into, what is this? The 154 area, bouncing around in here, getting up to about the 160, and then possibly, ranging into this area right here, the 170s, the 175, 180, before, probably before May 21st. And then once it gets over out of that area, it's probably gonna, once it hits its high or whatever, it's going to lose steam and kind of come down, find support. It's going to come back down, probably back down to the top of this area right here, to be honest, which is 141. Or maybe even find support on top of this area right here that it just broke through, which would be 152.98. So that's SPLK.
We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word.
Facebook, I believe Facebook needed to come down.
And tender. Okay, it's crispy, juicy, tender. All one word. But then also pickle.
Yeah, I see Facebook coming down. I don't know if it will. It's like it's trying to, but now it's taking the day to go up to close this gap. But I'm thinking it needs to come down to 292, 294 area and then going along to 314, breaking, trying to make for a new high. Probably in the same 521 area, May 21st. See, I didn't really do anything for Square.
To get closer to what really matters to you.
I believe PayPal needed to come down as well.
And drive in pure mode to go fully electric. So you can enjoy moments like this. The Volvo S60 plug-in hybrid. For the road, for the planet. Tap the banner to learn more.
Yeah, if I'm reading this right. It's bad when you can't even read your own charts. But it looks like PayPal's coming down. Like it's coming over sideways here, maybe breaks through into this area right here, but then gets forced down. Find support, probably 272, and then running back up to the 294, and maybe possibly running for the high at 310 after that. Again, I didn't really put much thought into this one, knowing that it needed to come down. Let's see. I don't think I have anything on this, but I'll look. Amazon super bullish. It's already at exactly where my first target for it is. Let's see. So looking at probably 3,400, 3,439 sometime very soon. I like this red candle comes down. It's a good sign. I'm gonna test this trend line right here and then bounce back up and try to go for a new high. And looks like it's lining up to do that right now. I mean, it could also be setting up for distribution as well. It's kind of hard to read off a smaller chart. But yeah, I'm guessing it's gonna try to hold this trend line. If it does break this trend line, then it's definitely gonna distribute all the way back down to 3180 or maybe this node. I don't know. I mean, it's got some pretty big candles here, so yeah. I mean, it's not ridiculous to think that it can come down a couple $100 if it wanted to. I mean, this one candle right here alone started off at 34.09 and ended at 33.24. So we almost won $100 right here. This one candle. So if this thing started to distribute out, I mean, it could definitely easily come down a couple $100. All right, PLTR. Boy, it was having a rough couple of days after it hit its high and its news came out. I think PLTR might hit a bottom at 2102 right here if it can't find support where it's at right now. And once it does, it's going to run up. And I think that, I'm still pretty bullish on it. I think that this thing can go all the way up to, easily into the 40s. But short target, 28 bucks right there. 27.84. Feel pretty confident can get there sometime between now and May 21st pretty easily. ENBL and ET. All right, so ENBL and ET. ENBL just signed, their two major owners signed consent for merging with ET. They've been valued at $3 billion. 3 billion, well, 2.7 to be honest with you. And ET bought them for 7 billion. So that means that their stock price would actually double sometime between now and the middle of the year. Well, we're talking like June, July. And so it's been at 680 since they released the news. It hasn't really moved at all. And so I'm just waiting for it to pop. And I do think that, this is Friday, or Friday's tomorrow, and it's an end of an option change, a pretty big option change. So therefore, market makers are definitely holding things down like they always do on those big, whenever those big option chains end on that week. They tend to put a halt on the market and everything just kind of stagnates. And so I believe that's what's going on with ENBL and ET. Is they both have been just kind of frozen exactly where they were at once the news popped. So it was like a zero movement on their part after they released that they were merging. And I mean, it's big news. I mean, ET, I don't know if you know anything about ET, but ET is one of the largest pipelines. It is the largest pipeline in the United States. And their energy transfers, I mean, they own all kinds of companies dealing with energy. And so yeah, their news that they're buying them out should have definitely popped them up as well and moving the stock price up. So that, but I mean, share or option prices on this are dirt cheap. So May 21st option prices, I mean, you can get this for like 5 cents to 15 cents, and I'm just still going to sit on them because I mean I'm very strong on the fact that this is going to move at some point once the market makers get their hands out of it, which I think is probably going to be closer to Monday. Are seeing some sub penny gains here, which is really next to nothing, and AT is also seeing 2-cent gains there, which is also next to nothing for what its potential should be. And so I'll throw up ET here as well. So same pattern, same move, same everything, just sitting there, not really doing anything. So just sitting on my hands, waiting for it to actually make a move. CWK is the next one I'm going to talk about, and that's another one I'm really big on. They just got announced as the Energy Star Partner of the Year. Congratulations, CWK. Profit margins 1.7 billion. Estimated value of the company is 3.7 billion. So what that means is that in a year's time, they have made a profit margin. Like what they've actually netted is $1.75 billion, which is more than, or almost as much as half of what their actual whole worth is as a company. So in profits alone, they've added another one of these, half of this company on top of it. So that's insane to me. Thanks to Savvy Money for that. Savvy Money Show. You can find him on YouTube and on Instagram. And he's also in our Discord with the Burner Market crew. That's who I'm with. And you'll find he's always got good nuggets information like that. You know, I said the ticker and he just popped out all this information. But yeah, very bullish on this. May 21st calls, 1750 strike price, looking at 65 cent, right? Or it might be cheaper now because it's been holding down for so long. Today is the first day it's actually seen double-digit gains in pennies. Um, so they've definitely been holding it down. Now it's got 22 cents up. I'll tell you this: the other day, its sizzle index was 890 versus where it usually is, and so if you know what a sizzle index is, but it's basically the number of how many times over the normal option traffic that they're getting on this stock. And so if it's a sizzle index of 2, that means that they're getting 2 times as much option plays going on that ticker, or that ticker, that stock at that moment over average. And so it was 890 times greater than normal, which I thought was pretty insane. So that's what brought my attention to this. And so I decided to jump in on it after reading the news on it and looking at the charts, seeing that it wants to go up. And I mean, if you look at this right here, it's showing that it does want to go up. You know, it might have a correction or something at some point right here. But I mean, for my purposes, I'm looking at a 1650 strike price, which is right there. And so I don't think that's too. I don't think I'm asking for too much between now and May 21st, especially since I've been holding it down, and I know this thing wants to pop, and it's just been sitting here waiting for the last couple of days. So, anyways, I believe that's pretty much everything I have that I've worked up so far. If you got any questions, if you got tickers that you want me to look at, if you got you want me to explain why I have all these lines on here, you know, or whatever. If you just want me to look at some stocks for you, just let me know. Also, I do have some crypto that we can look at. AAVE ETH. So if you go to Kraken or some of these other ones that deal with crypto, you can get these pairs where they actually run, Ethereum with AAVE, which is another crypto, and they combine them together to get this stock price. And it's only you have to look it up and see which one's playing on what. But all the stuff I'm going to cover is in Kraken, and I'm using TradingView in order to chart these, which is a great. It's decent charting software. But so right here I have AAVE ETH, the Ethereum AAVE. Looks like it's set to go right here and just go up. And so I got in late last night, like right here. I'm just waiting for this to pop. I mean, it's already done this so far today. So that I feel like it's going to be a really good run up. And then if you're looking at ADA, I feel like this is kind of like your area that this is going to bounce around in. So probably a high of 0.000767 because this is a ADA to Ethereum, and a low of support of 0.0003804. Let's look at this is Tron. I feel like it's at a high right now. It's probably going to come back down to the 0.0005661, and then might make a break, all the way up into this area up here, which would be that 0.007277. This is Tron paired with Ethereum as well. Um, Link, this is a Bitcoin Link pairing. I guess I don't have anything drawn with that one. And then I've got Ethereum USD looking really bullish. Think it's going to top out around 25.50 and then probably come down to about 23.71, maybe even a little bit deeper after it hits that. This is Link Ethereum, and do I have anything on that? This is Orchid Ethereum, OXT ETH, and I have it set to run up. It doesn't look like much, but this is actually a lot for this stock. So catching it at the bottom right here, showing signs that it's finding support and trying to move up. I got in late last night right here at 0.0003157. I feel like it's probably going to go somewhere up to 0.0005525. So I mean these are kind of cheap, so I mean, you can kind of get a lot of these, and if it runs up, I mean that's easily a lot more than a 15% gain. it's a hell of a lot more than a 15% gain. Let's see. Matic USD looks like it's getting nosebleeds. I didn't do too much on that, and oops, I didn't really do anything on the rest of that either. So that looks like that's everything I got for crypto. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Again, if you got any questions, you want me to look at anything in particular, you just let me know in the comment sections below. And if you want me to explain anything about like what I look at, how I do things, I'll be glad to go over it with you.